Hello, my name is Shantika and welcome to Marketing 101. Today we're actually going to talk about personal branding. So if you want to see exactly what personal branding is and how to brand yourself, go ahead and stay tuned. Starting off, before we talk about personal branding, let's talk about the concept of branding in itself. What exactly is branding or a brand? When we think about companies such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Microsoft, Google, what are certain thoughts and images that comes from our mind that stems from our actual consumers? That is basically what the brand brings to the table. Some consumers may think that these brands are great brands. Some consumers may think that they're bad brands. They may have a certain stigma against these brands, but it's an image that actually that brand holds towards their consumers. So when we talk about personal branding, we're talking about marketing ourselves, our personal selves, to either our employer, friends, family, or even based on our, if we want to own a company, what our company brand is about. So in order to understand what your brand is, you need to assess certain raw materials about yourself in order to perceive those onto your consumers, your future employers, etc. There are 5 things that I actually thought of when it comes down to assessing yourself. Now, before we talk about assessing, one thing that we need to understand is it needs to be non-biased to the point where I'm not coming up with just these answers on my own. I would either need to ask friends or family or take a test, certain things like that, in order to truly understand what our assessment is. So number 1, the main thing is understanding our strengths. That's the most important thing. With our strengths, we're able to focus on what makes us us and what we're actually bringing to the table. Am I really good at digital marketing? Am I really good at branding? Am I really good at analytics? Those are certain things, those are our strengths that we build upon and find out to where we want to actually bring that to the table. So in order to find out what your strengths are, you can ask a friend or family, just like I said before, or you can actually take a test, one of the strengths tests that is located right below this video. So it should be in the description box below. Once you find out your strength, now number 2, find out what your weaknesses are. What exactly makes you, what exactly are you not good at? What are certain things that you can work on to become better? For me, myself, I would say that procrastination is definitely one of the things I could work on. What are certain steps that I'm taking in order to make sure that my procrastination becomes not a weakness, but and now I don't have to worry about it. I'm more proactive. Number 3 is interest. All right, what are certain things that interest me? Am I interested in what industries? Fashion, in design? Am I interested in cosmetics? Am I interested in the technology industry? Like, what exactly is my interest? Finding out your interest helps you develop yourself and your personal brand because it's more focused on those interests. So for instance, you don't really want to talk about boating per se if that's not your general interest, because you will come off showing that you don't have a passion towards boating. Does that make sense? So just finding out exactly what your interest is, it creates this automatic passion towards that interest, towards that goal. Number 4 is personality. Understanding your personality is very, very, very important because this helps you communicate with other people. So your personality, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Are you a loud person? Are you quiet? Are you great at being able to talk about stories and different things like that? Finding out your personality is very, very, very important because you can figure out what target audience you would attract. Number 5 is your core values. So when it comes down to your core values, those are certain things that are important to you. Is it commitment? Is it loyalty? Is it communication, a passion, a drive? What are certain key things that are important to you so that you personally can emanate those things onto your employer or through your business? If you have a passion for loyalty and you own a business, I'm pretty sure that your main focus will be on making sure that your customer's loyalty is by far number 1. So understanding what your core value is deep down helps you develop your own personal branding. So those are the 5 assessment tools that will help you develop your own personal brand. Just like I said before, just make sure that you are creating a non-biased source. So for instance, I can't just say, well, my strength is, I don't know, being awesome. What exactly does that mean? What exactly does that entail? You know, my strengths, or better yet, what are my weaknesses? My weakness is I don't have any weaknesses. No, everyone has a weakness, and being able to find out what those are, what those weaknesses are, you're able to build your own personal brand. Either use tests or talk to family members and friends and get an outside source so you get a full understanding of exactly what those assessment tools will be able to help you create your personal brand. So if you guys have any questions on anything, please let me know and leave that down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.